Where? Hey. Tryna clarify emotions, but they lost behind the smoke screen. This feeling's nothing new, it feels just like the old thing. I went to Jesse, fell off quick and found a new dude. Shit, if the roles were reversed, then what would you do?
These niggas say I'm crazy, truth is I just might be. I whispered in the ear, you never find one like me. They say they want to owe me back from like in 1-3. Before I started loving whole shit, I was so G. You chose that nigga over me, quite frankly, I don't get it. I put the beast to sleep, you woke him up, oh girl, you did it. I tried to love you different, you wanted something different. You thought I'd always wait around, but girlie, I ain't with it. And when it's all said and done, I'm still the bad guy. Shedding all these tears like I care, girl, nice try. I've been the play and been played, it's all the same. Swear I never love myself, just love to hear and scream my name. Let's not act like you perfect, you did your dirt, bitch. Think this shit, I'll fix this shit, but you ain't worth it. Swear I never cheated with intentions, bent don't keep them, but you let them other niggas come between us. All demons will come to the light, creep up on you from the darkest places. You put the blame on me cause you got caught and couldn't take it. My mind had told me we was done, but my heart tried to save it. I know this feeling way too well, that's why I couldn't shake it. All demons will come to the light, creep up on you from the darkest places. You put the blame on me cause you got caught and couldn't take it. My mind had told me we was done, but my heart tried to save it. I know this feeling way too well, that's why I couldn't shake it.
Everybody wonder why I'm angry, now you know now. Shit was really toxic in the lane that I was going down. Got a young and don't know where to stay, start really growing now. Still they try to hate, I'm showing patience but ain't slowing down. A lot of these bitches they play games, so I was out doing the same thing. My heart was a dark and strange place, I made sure they felt the same pain. I made sure they felt the same pain. My heart was a dark and a strange place, so I was out doing the same thing.
I ain't got no time to play no games with any hoe. Gotta keep my mind on matters, making money is the goal. I was destined, made for greatness, ain't no woman take my soul. No, never met no one I owe, no, my gang ain't no average Joes. She get blessings from the Pope when I put dick up in the throat. Drip too hard, I need a boat, we don't pop balls, we move that dope. If you see me out in public, bring that pressure, I don't choke. I had my homie put me on, hey, now I hold it down. She got a monkey on her, bring that Donkey Kong since I'm a king, they give me crown. Lil' mama know my money's long, I got that water on my arm, just need my charm to pick them up, put that on mama, my drip harder, if I bag they wanna go.
Tryna clarify emotions, but they lost behind the smoke screen. This feeling's nothing new, it feels just like the old thing. I went to Jesse, fell off quick and found a new dude. Shit, if the roles were reversed, then what would you do?
3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome back to Elephant in the Room number 9. Today I got with me Wiggy. He's a good dude. I ain't seen him in a long time. Brought him on. He's doing music and stuff now. You know, I like to bring on my music artists and talk about whatever, you know. Artists think about stuff a little different. So what's up, man? How you doing? How you been?
Man, I'm chilling, bro. Just trying to stay afloat for real.
I feel you, man. So what you doing nowadays recently for your music career? Now, obviously, I got the song that came in the intro because I put your shit on before the video comes on. I don't know if you saw Tyson's or not, but it's on there. So the song's already up. So how are you keeping your shit floating and everything right now? What's your business plan to keep your shit going upwards?
I mean, my music is, for me, it's like an outlet. So, you know, I go through a lot of bullshit. Honestly, listening to bullshit in my life is honestly just what keeps my music going. The more I go through, the more music I'm gonna make. You know what I mean? If I ever stop making music, it means, you know, life good. I mean, like,
that's the plan, man. Shit, I think this is obviously the goal for me. I want to get big time with this shit. So I ain't got to do nothing else. I can sit down every day and talk to the people of the world, hear my, you know what I mean? Hear my voice and other people's voices and shit. Because at the end of the day, this podcast isn't about me. Like, it's never been about me. I'm not conceited enough to think I am fucking interesting enough to have a whole show about me and my thoughts.
Shit, I am. Fuck you. But
I am conceited enough to think that you motherfuckers that I either grew up with or get linked up with or anyone I bring on the show is going to be some type of interesting to bring on. So I'd much rather talk to y'all about what y'all shit and what you doing like that. So I don't know, are you religious? Let's get something different. I don't think I've asked anyone this one in a while. Like, we'll talk about music and shit.
I don't even know how to put it. Like, yeah, I have a religion of choice.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't call myself religious. I haven't, you know, I honestly haven't been doing my deen. I identify as a Muslim, but I haven't been on my deen. Like, I'm human. It is what it is, you know what I mean?
Alright. Well, before we go any farther, I think I've told you already everything, but it's a civil conversation.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing hostile here, so we talk about anything. It's just
Damn, everybody think Wiggy hostile. Wiggy,
I didn't say you. I did not say you, but I've been in state prison, so I know how people tend to react when I get into my shit.
I love
Cause
politics and religion.
you know what I mean? Like I've been cellies with Muslims. I respect the religion and everything.
See, I'm not like a serious, you know, it's a Muslim or you're going to hell type of Muslim.
Right.
I grew up Christian. I became Muslim by my own choice. So I've seen both religions. I know Jews. I grew up around a lot of Jews. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of religions. I like to read, so I read into shit. Every religion has the same basis.
Right. No, I definitely agree with that.
I mean, and what it is people come off and misconstrue things. They misunderstand teachings, or they're mistaught by others.
Right.
You know, blind leading the blind. And so they get this, you know, image in their head that this is how this religion is supposed to be. If you're not this, then you're not doing it right. Man, I feel like whatever you believe in that leads you to doing better, being a nice person, taking care of your family and shit like that, follow that.
100%. 100%. So, I don't know. How you feel about the way, not even because, just you saying that. Some people that watch this video are instantly going to have a little bit of dislike for you.
Oh, facts.
Just for that little
Facts,
bit of
but they can
dislike.
eat my dick.
No, I'm with you.
I mean,
it's not even
matter to me, bro.
And it's not even something that they would do mentally. That's not what I'm trying to say.
Not facts. They don't do that shit on purpose. People are judgmental. They're naturally judgmental. They're gonna hear something that they don't agree
Especially
with.
people our age. You gotta remember, bro. When we were how old are you?
27.
27. So you were right around my age when fucking 2001 hit and shit. Yeah, that's all bad.
That shit's a bad image in people's minds, like
for life.
That's a whole different topic. Like that shit gets deep.
Now I got my own opinions and shit because like I said, I've been in prison with Muslims and I know all the different sectors of Muslim and everything else, Islam, whatever. I'm sorry, I mean, but you know what I mean. Just like I know that there's a million different sectors of Christians and a million sectors of Jews and Indians and whatever the fuck else you want to go into. You know what I mean?
Like I said, all basic same teachings. You know, people take off and make what they want to make out of it, and that's how you get all these different sects. If you read the Quran, it's not too far from the Bible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I found that there's stories in the Bible that aren't in the Quran, but certain stories from the Quran match stories from the Bible. It kind of puts pieces together about how to live your life and things like that. Then when it comes to the Quran, you know, the Quran is the one religious book that has not been altered.
Yeah.
Which means the teachings, not an American Quran, not an English, not an English Quran, not something that's translated. Now with that, they're not altered.
Hold on 1 second. Just give me a second. Now the whole thing I've told every Muslim that I've had this conversation with is, how you really know?
Because it's just there's proofs in it. You're not gonna find a Quran written in Arabic made by a certified scholar. Now Islam, you can't read just any religious book. They have to be certified scholars.
Right.
They have to be approved. And if they're not approved, we're not supposed to read it. We're supposed to follow original teachings. So you get Qurans that are in Arabic, you're gonna know if it's altered.
Yeah.
They're gonna know, point blank period. The Quran, when you read it, it teaches you things from living in that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The violence that was a part of that time.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
I mean, all of it, but they're not violent like people try to make today's Muslims seem violent.
Right.
It's a whole different kind of violence. It's a stand up for what you believe in kind of violence.
Same thing. That's why so many black people like it. No, that's what I was about to say. That's why so many black people are drawn to Islam when they get into state prisons and shit. It's not just because of the culture and it's its own gang in a way. Just by being religion, just like Christians that go to church every day on Sunday are all kind of, you know what I mean, passive to each other because they gotta go to church together and shit. You know what I mean?
Nice.
But where was I going with that? Space. No, I ain't get much sleep last night. I was up late as shit. I don't know. You believe in ghosts? Let me just skip it out for you.
Yeah.
See, this is always an interesting question for me. The only reason I go from this to that is because a little segue is because fucking it's always an interesting question because in Islam is there ghosts?
Jinn is what they're called.
But it's not like really ghosts. Is it like common?
It's not ghosts. Like ghosts are, you know, people that died in their spirit state. Jinn are entities. They are made from God, but they are spirits.
Yeah. See, I didn't like get that deep because, like I said, I've talked to people. I tried to read some of it, but it's like reading the Bible. There's a lot of stuff that's just not
It's like I don't
necessary information, and it's hard to like get through all of that. Like when you read the Bible, it's this guy had this guy, and this guy had this guy, and this girl and this guy, and it's like a real straight quarter of the Bible is just like telling you the genetics of people. It's crazy.
Trying to tell people how to be hoes and do all types of weird shit in religious books.
Oh man, it's crazy. and like I don't know, the big thing about it is like for girls in Islam, if they're comfortable doing that, I don't care. You know what I mean? It's when they get into situations where the religion forces them to do shit that you know damn well the girls don't want to do.
Facts.
Is the shit that bothers me about it. You know what I mean? Just like in the Bible it says you can have slaves and beat them with sticks and da-da-da-da. That don't mean the shit was right.
No,
you know what I mean? It just means it was a thing that happened when the shit was written.
Now the Quran doesn't really speak on, you know, how the women lived and things like that. But the parts of it that I read that did mention women was, you know, the man was to be fair.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But in all honesty, how much of it did you look in from a woman's perspective when you were looking at it?
I mean,
Just
I didn't really look at it from man or woman's perspective. It was more or less like I was reading, you know, a book in school.
Yeah.
Just learning, just read the knowledge and then let it filter in later. So it didn't really have an effect on me. Because the things, it's not something I can really explain. The Quran is something that you'd have to read it to understand what I'm talking about.
Right.
You know, it's pretty self-explanatory the way they write it out on what it means from both perspectives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If a man wants a divorce, he's supposed to wait a certain amount of time and try to fix things. You know what I mean? It teaches men to be men.
Yeah.
You don't leave your family. Like it instills values like that when it comes to the wives and the children. So it's not all bad. You still have countries everywhere, just like you still got countries that do slavery. You know what I mean? You got countries,
absolutely.
you got countries everywhere.
The USA.
Like, yeah, you got that's definitely slavery. But you got countries that teach, you know, the same thing we do, or we started off teaching anyways about, you know, man and woman. Then you have the ones that still force girls and treat them like property.
Right.
But it's not an abundance, and it's not a major part of the religion itself.
No, like I said, I know there's a bunch of different sects. It's like the more hardcore sect you go into Islam, the more the man's the king of everything.
Yeah,
and everything falls below the man.
I mean, everything,
You know what I mean?
everything about Islam is the man is the king.
No, Christianity's the same way. I'm not trying to say
that's
nothing
everything
like
about it. But yeah, the deeper you get into it, just the worse it gets with
Yeah.
how they're treated.
But like I said, there's also written in a completely different time, and this is what everyone should always take into account. Is like I always tell you from the door, because like you said, it's never been altered, just that and the third. But from who did it never get altered from? Who put it down in the first place? You know what I mean? Because it's never written by one man. No holy book is written by one man.
But this book is what's different. There's no history, no evidence in history of anybody but one man writing. Witnesses and everything. There's
people that say the Holocaust don't exist. Yeah, that should happen a couple of years ago. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I hate to be like that, but we can't prove nothing from that long ago.
Listen,
you know what I mean? The people that wrote down the book in the first place have
this is why I believe it. History is written by the winner. Arabs have never been the winner. Islam has never been the winner. We are not Christian. As soon as Christianity went on their crusades, it's been Christianity ever since then. We have not won.
Bro.
We're still losing.
Persia was Islam. Persia was Muslims. You know that, right?
Was.
When they ran
and what happened?
Most of the world.
What happened?
All I'm saying is you just said that they never had a win.
We've never been winners.
Muslims right now are the richest religion in the world, not because of any individual thing, just because of the regions of land that are owned by that religion.
I'm going to explain it simply for you, right? The Patriots are winners. They win consecutively, constantly, still winning. The Eagles are. So is America. So are Christians. They're cheaters too. Listen,
I'm not Christian. I'm not saying
I didn't say you, but I'm saying they're cheaters too. But listen, Philly has won. They're not winners. Yeah. Come on, bro. Like that's what I mean when I say that. We are not dominant.
Right.
As far as religions go, you know what I mean? Like in war right now, we're not.
We really are.
We're not.
In the world, it's number one. Like you guys are.
We have the biggest number one. We have the biggest population that doesn't. That doesn't mean we're winning as far as the debate on how we're treated and everything like that. We got white people. White people are the minority right now. We're still not. No, we're still not winning. Like, it's the same thing.
I'm not saying here in the U.S.
No, I'm talking about anywhere, but it's
winning,
the same thing.
I'm saying globally, yes, Islam is winning.
They have
as a religion. They're winning.
No,
right
they have a bigger population. They are not winning. They're still losing as a religion because the religion is, no matter what, still looked down upon by everybody that's not it. The people.
But if you have the biggest, that's all irrelevant.
The biggest what?
If you have the biggest amount of people in the world, all that other shit falls into the mist because then they're the fucking minority.
No, because then you have savage ass people who don't give a fuck and are still gonna try you, and they're not winning.
No, but those are individuals. Those are free thinkers like
you have Christianity has 2.4 billion followers to 1.9 for Islam.
Oh, that's a lot of Catholics though. Like a whole lot of Catholics, and that's what I was saying about like the whole divergence of everything. Because how much of that can you count as Christians or Muslims? Because the Muslims got the 1%ers.
How much do you know about? How much do you know about like
and
Christianity and Catholic, like being a Catholic and all that though? They all started off
being Catholic, but go for Christianity and shit. Like I'll take that shit apart.
Catholic at one point in Christianity were the same thing. They decided to separate themselves.
I know that.
You know what I mean? So it's to everybody from the outside. To everybody from the outside, it's the same thing. That's like me and you, right? You're mixed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm completely black. To people from the outside, you're black. Point blank. Period. Point blank. Period. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And it's just the same way with how I look at being Catholic to Christian. That's the same way a lot of people do it.
I can't say that. Catholicism, or however the fuck you say that.
Do you know what bonds
Catholicism and Christianity?
Do you know what joins it? But do you know what joins them, and do you know why people join them? The cross. It's simply one. That's how simple. Yeah, but that's how simple the world is. But that's how simple minds are, bro. One symbol can join.
No.
Now I feel like you're a part of them. Know what I mean? Like it's that simple.
But it's not that simple. Like it's so much different than that because like fucking lost it. Whatever.
But how many intellectuals in the world?
Not enough.
Right. That's why everything gets put in. The mind grasps what's simple.
Right.
How do I identify them? They have a cross. They have a cross. They're the same fucking thing.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that.
The human mind grasps to what's simple.
That's where I was at. The biggest difference between Christians and Catholics is the Catholics prayed to a million people, just like the Greeks or the Romans or anyone else like that. They have a million different people they pray to for every different thing. Christians, you got God, you got Jesus, you got the Holy Spirit. All right, I'm trying to tell you,
they're not even supposed to do that.
No, but it's the Holy Trinity though. That's what people go for outside of Catholicism.
And as far as being Muslim goes, the Holy Trinity is what makes Christianity wrong to us.
Yeah.
Both books say you pray to one God. Yeah. There's one God. So how can you have three in one?
See, I had this argument.
But then the Bible itself states that God has never taken form of man. He has never taken form of man.
See, so we can do this all day because there's only one God. Now, God had Jesus, and I'm not Christian, but I can understand how their thinking works. It's only one being, though. The Holy Spirit deals with everything like spiritual. God's the creator of everything, the main consciousness of the universe, and then Jesus was his baby into earth.
That's not one.
It's one, though.
That's not one.
It is one when you're dealing with God. What do you mean that's not one when you're dealing with God?
Me and my son, if somebody's praying to me and my son, that's not praying to one God. You're praying to him. There's a difference between praying to and praying through. Christians, there's a difference between praying to and praying through. Christians pray to Jesus. In Jesus' name. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. We don't say thank you. We don't say he's not. Jesus cannot because because Jesus was man. Jesus was in the flesh of a man. The Bible itself says God has never taken flesh of a man. So how could Jesus, flesh of man, be God?
Because he is, bro.
So who was he praying?
This is that point where Christians are just going to get you with that same thing.
So who was he praying to?
So when it comes to...
Hold on, so who was he praying to when he was on the cross and he said, my Father, why have you forsaken me? If it's his Father, then it's not him, right? God, not him.
Because God's not there on earth.
Because he's not God.
Alright, so let me put it to you like this. Look at my hand. Look at my hand.
Right.
So inside my hand is air.
Okay.
That's one air, right?
Okay, but that makes you air?
No, listen to what I'm saying. Watch what I'm saying.
Listening.
Now, if I was God, I don't know how to explain this, so I'm just winging it real hard. So I got the bowl of air. That's one solid thing of air inside my hand. Now I separate my hand because I am God, and I can do whatever the fuck I want. It's not 3-dimensional or 4-dimensional or anything like that. It's infinite.
He is not God.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. So it doesn't matter if I have one little percentage of that. That's why he said it's his son. He put him on earth because God doesn't take
Jesus
the soul
was a
of
prophet,
man.
and that's not God. That doesn't make him God. If he's his son, that's not God. Point blank. Period. That's just. I mean, that's.
So if it's God's son, it's a prophet.
It's a person, but he was a prophet. That's God's son, but he was a prophet. He was still a prophet. He was sent to do God's work. That doesn't make him God.
Makes him part of God. It's the
It
whole
doesn't
point.
make him God.
It's the whole point.
It does not make him God. At all. He can't. Not at all.
It does though. I mean, I don't care. Like I said, I'm not Christian. All this shit to me, no offense, it's all gibberish to me.
Man,
like
listen,
I've read.
Do you know?
I went through the Quran with my son. I've read the Holy Bible. I've heard all that shit. Cause like the fact that you got dreads. It's offensive to Muslims. You know what I mean? Because you're supposed to be going through your hair underneath all that shit 7 times a day.
But my hair isn't. You see, my hair looks fucked up. It's because I do that.
No, I understand that, but you're not supposed to do that because you can't get everything out of your hair.
As long as you keep it clean, as long as you are clean, as long as you're as clean as possible.
I know this, bro, but we got locks. I had this argument with someone when they were trying to they were trying to get dude into Islam, and they're like, bro, but you have to cut your hair. Like all the oils are not gonna let you go because you can't have the locks itself. In order for you to have locks, you gotta have. Basically, I'd have wax inside of mine that locked mine together. I don't know what you locked yours together, but there's always going to be lint and dust and little dust particles and shit.
Why do you think
you can never get that out of your
Why do you think my hair's still short though? Every time I see that shit, I cut it.
Yeah, I can't do
I trim that shit.
See, but that's only when you see it. How many joints in the back of your head can you see?
I'm in my hair every day. Listen, I don't got no hair in the back of my head. That's why I always have a ponytail. I don't gotta worry about it.
It's like, it don't matter if you see it or not. If you really rip into it, you're gonna get some little white strands.
Right, and that's when I start to cut it.
Anything.
And that's when I start to cut
shit.
Yeah,
but that's what if you could cut it now, then so you could just tear apart all of them, and you're gonna see it in every single one. I promise you, bro.
I don't cut my hair the whole way off for personal reasons. Like, nigga, my head look like Roger off American Dad. We're not doing that.
My hair's real round, bro.
We're not doing that shit.
It's real round. I've been said if I wake up one morning and like I roll up off my pillow and there's just a dread laying on my pillow because I got my balls, I'm up, nope, done. They all coming off.
Facts, nigga. Listen, I'm still too young for my head to look funny. When I get, a little bit older and I no longer give a fuck what people think, then I probably, cut that shit off.
Yeah.
But I'm like, my brothers are assholes, so if I cut it off now, them little dickheads are just gonna be smacking the shit off the back of my head, talking shit.
I always had long hair, bro. I had a big ass fro from like elementary school to high school, and it like grew from like boom to get cut off to boom. And then I went to placement and shit, and then so I had no hair after that.
My dad wasn't for that shit. He told me, my dad used to tell me, if you're not gonna act presentable, you're at least gonna look presentable. So he used to make me get buzz cuts, bro, and let the shit go in. And do you know how many times a day I would get my head cut because of the way that shit was shaped? Yeah, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Oh man. We was talking about ghosts. Where was I going with ghosts? I knew it was something between ghosts and Christianity. Oh, cause the whole thing from ghosts and religion, you can't really believe in both.
Superstition.
Like you can't have both of them. And the other thing is, do you believe in aliens? Because like you say, I'm already guessing we're into the range of you understanding at least part of what is in that Quran.
It's in the Bible.
It's not that this isn't a Bible. It's super fucking violent.
Oh, facts.
The Quran's a super violent book, bro, and it goes so hard against going to war against Rome, which is just a greater power of the world.
But listen, it's a little section in the Bible, in the Quran, compared to the rest of the Quran, it's literally a little section about going to war.
So
it might mention war here
Revelations in the Bible.
It might go here, there, whatever. Yeah, in the
it's
Bible.
It's still an important part of the book.
That's not a part of the Bible that I have a problem with, though. Know what I mean? The problem with the Bible is just a lot of the other things.
I kind of got a problem with Revelations. It's a whole fucked up section of the book.
But you got to think about it like this. It's also built off of protect. We're peaceful until we're opposed. Protect the religion. The jihad does not mean go blow everybody the fuck up. Jihad means to worship Allah in the way of struggle.
That's where you got to talk to your
listen, but
Islam's
you can't,
about, because that's not me. I'm not going to argue on that because like all I said is I know I've read through that part of the Quran and I argued it with myself and I understand that at the end of the day, you and I both know is about going to fucking war with the greater power, whether it be Rome or now, which is what most people...
America. And it's American Christians.
Exactly.
American Christians.
That's what people go so hard about. And it's about going against Christians in Rome, pretty much. That's what it's about.
And that's basically what it is. Don't fight just anybody because they're a different religion. Fight the ones who are trying to put their foot on your neck.
Right.
And that's when it gets violent. At that point, you're supposed to die about it.
Exactly.
There's no in between. I'm not gonna punch you in the face when
No,
you've been
but
holding me
that's what
down
I'm
for
saying.
years.
So what
I'm
what
cutting
point is
people
that
off.
supposed to stop for people in regular life? Because at the same time, people that refuse the religion after you get to that point, you're supposed to off them. There's no refusing the religion after you get to that point, like in the joint. Like if you
In a
go
war,
to war,
in a war setting,
right?
yes.
But at the
we're
end
not
of the
in a war
day,
setting.
there's gonna be a war setting one day. Because at the end of the day, Christians want to rebuild that fucking. They have to rebuild that tower in Jerusalem for any of Revelations to come true. They have to have that one tower rebuilt somehow. The biggest problem with that fucking, not the tower, the little mausoleum or building that they had there, whatever the fuck it was, it's now on shared sacred ground between all of these people, Muslims. I know you've seen the big black rock that all the Muslims go
because
around.
that's the treaty. That's the treaty.
Exactly.
The reason that's never going to happen is because it's not all Christians going against Muslims right now. It's American Christians going against Muslims right now. The population of American Christians.
say that.
Listen, the
but
population.
the amount of allies that the U.S. has that are just like, yeah,
but they
fuck
can't-
them, let's go bomb the shit out
but,
of them.
But America's the only country that we're allied with, other than Russia now, because Donald Trump did his little whatever with them. Ish. I mean, fucking. America on dumb wars like that, America's by themselves. Yeah. They pulled out Britain. Listen, the UK pulled out. Listen, you got to think about for the Afghanistan war and the Iraq war. UK pulled out. Any country we're allied with pulled out years before we did. Because they got tired. They realized it's not worth the shit.
Listen, no matter how many nukes that we say that we threw out as a country, we could shut down the rest of the world in a couple of button strikes.
But why would you nuke the rest of the world? Now you can't do anything that you
because
can't, now
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying when it comes to that point, when we're going to war with someone and our allies don't want to come with us, that's what it's about.
But
well,
why?
all right, now we're shutting everything down.
Why would you? But why would you?
I don't know. I'm not there at that point in history where some crazy shit happened, where someone like Trump would take something over and be like, "Fuck it, we're bombing China because they're trying to take over our whole entertainment."
But that's not going to be a win. It's not about just the country itself. America.
But that's not for people like us to decide. Is the issue?
But if you pay attention to what is going on, America does not have people to back them up in stupid wars anymore. Nobody wants to put the money into that. It's all about money. It's not a worth it war. If we nuke everybody over there,
this is why we've been investing in the CIA since what, the 70s, 80s, 60s, 40s.
So it's been how many years? And like I said, the tower's just not. It's not going to happen. That sacred ground is the treaty from the rest of the world.
No, that's what I was agreeing with you. But at the end of the day, that is one of them things that. You say, I hope it doesn't happen in my lifetime. I'll put it like that. Because if that goes up in our lifetime, that's World War III instantly. Everything's going to shit. Just because we are like, oh, Israel. Yeah, buddy, shoot them guns. Like, that's our buddy. Man, we send them so much fucking money. If we sent Mexico the amount of money we send Israel every fucking year, they wouldn't have no goddamn cartel down there. They would have no cartel down there. They would have wiped them all off the face of the fucking map by now because they would have had the money to. They would have had the money to pay their farmers correctly. And the other thing, like, I don't know, we ain't getting into Mexico right now. We're talking about religion. Actually, fuck it. Where are you going with politics? How you feel about Trump?
That nigga's an idiot savant. That's the best way to put it.
God,
he's done good and bad. You know what I mean? He's an idiot. When he speaks, when he opens his mouth, he sounds like a whole hot dickhead, and I'd probably punch him in the shit if I seen him. I don't give a fuck how long I do in jail for that shit. I'd tee off on that nigga. He's a businessman. You can respect that from any man. I don't have to like you, but you about that bread. I'm a felon, so it was hard for me to get jobs for a long time. Donald Trump got in office. Do you know the unemployment rate went almost the whole way down because of him?
Alright, no. Oh, I'm gonna stop you now. I'm gonna stop you now. Go ahead for a second because I let as much of this bullshit
I like money.
go
I like
on
money.
my goddamn podcast as I can go.
Oh, bad.
So no
Yeah.
to every fucking thing you just said about him bringing in jobs. No.
Yeah.
Obama brought them fucking jobs in before he left,
Nope.
and Trump did every fucking thing he could do possible to tear all of them fucking things down to the ground. Everything that he could do for all of the government jobs that Obama made, anything for fucking all the insurance jobs that he made, everyone that he made, keeping these fucking insurance agencies in line, all of those things, gone. You know what he did though? He did cut taxes for the top 2%.
Jobs.
A whole lot for that.
Jobs did not become...
You know what else Trump did?
Jobs
Hold on. You got
they definitely didn't become because of
You know what else Trump did?
Man, listen.
He made it legal to import ivory back into the USA.
That's white people shit. That's what he do. That has nothing. That's simple white people shit. But listen, But listen, job wise though, Obama didn't do that.
Obama didn't.
No, listen.
He absolutely did that.
Trump.
When who else did that?
When Trump first came to office, he had a bill passed that would charge American companies that were based out of the country. You know what I mean? So a lot of countries. Listen,
Name
a lot of
one
countries.
company. Name one company that came back in the USA right now. Name one.
But it's not about which ones came back. It's a scheme. No, it's a money scheme. I used to work for a place called Menasha in Newville, right? It's a Mexican, Hispanic-owned company with white people's name on it.
Yeah.
Job for me.
What's that have to do with
taxes come off. He put an incentive for people to bring businesses over here. Now you're in America.
How? Pause. So the incentive that you're talking about is incentive for people like Amazon. No, hold on. Amazon, Walmart, all those joint things. The company that you just made sounds like what came from immigrants or something.
Menasha, yes, but it's still a legal American company.
So it's a legal American company that's owned by how many people?
I don't know. They got to look into it.
It's not a huge company, though,
No,
right?
it's definitely a big enough company.
It's a big company.
Yes.
All right, what do they do?
They're not a small.
What do they do?
Simple, easy. The easiest work ever. You take
What do they do?
You take a whole bunch of different type of products, package them, and ship them out. It's middleman money, and it's
Those
easy
have
money.
always
It's a job for
been
me. But yes,
those have been around since
do you
the
know how many
Bush
more?
era.
Do you know how many more came back? All right. So where do you live?
Those
Where do you
aren't the
live? Hold on,
jobs
where do you
that
live?
people are talking
Where do you
about
live?
when they talk
Listen,
about
it's a
unemployment.
job. A job is a job.
No. A job is not a job. A job is a job until you go fucking crazy and blow somebody's brains out because you're miserable as fuck.
It's not a miserable job. They're not miserable.
What's not a miserable? I've worked in a packing plant
Listen,
for chocolate and shit like that. That shit is fucking
Don't nobody want to pack
miserable.
chocolate, nigga. Niggas just want to eat that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
But this
No,
ain't
but I'm saying that's not a job to live on. That's not a job that you can get to. No, it's not.
It is with job opportunities. I've seen
How?
this company. I've seen Menasha alone take people off the line, make them line supervisors, then make them managers. They put people in positions to where you can move. I also know packaging companies where they will place you in a different state, pay for you to do everything as long as you're.
Hold on, but like I said from the jump,
it's job.
That's not a job.
It's a
None
job.
of that
It
is
take
from
care of your
Trump.
family.
None of
But
that's
it is.
from Trump.
But it
No,
is.
it's not.
His incentive to bring.
That was income. That was.
Have you?
that's something
When was the last time
that's
you've been to
country
Newville? When was the last time you've been to Newville?
Probably like a week or two ago. I mean, I roll around.
Did you see all the Cumberland County, Newville, between?
It's right out there. It's by Landisburg.
Did you pay attention to what's going on out there? The construction out there. There are warehouses being built for people to start businesses, for people to bring businesses, for warehouses to come back, companies to come back.
For people like Amazon, nigga, not for mom and pops or anyone else that's trying to help anything grow.
It's still a fucking job. He still brought jobs back. He never promised to make mom and pop stores big. He promised to bring jobs, and that's what he did.
He didn't.
He
All
never
them jobs
promised.
were already here.
Them
jobs you're talking about were already here when Obama was here.
But they weren't. If he was,
this
if
is
they were
how
here when he was
I love
here,
how people go. I love how people go because Bush crashed the economy. Obama got in. Oh, it's your fault. Brings that shit back up. Trump gets back in. Crashes himself. Oh no, that shit's from Obama 4 years ago. It's just kicking in there.
When Trump got in the office, that shit was crashed.
No, bro. No, it wasn't. That shit was coming up already.
Obamacare was a failure. Obamacare's been a failure since the 90s.
Explain to me how Obamacare.
Do you know
since the 90s?
Listen.
Oh, he was only in office for 8 years.
All right, hey, bro, look this up. Look up Clinton Care.
This is not about Clinton. No.
It's the same exact agenda. It is. It's the same exact agenda.
What do you think the agenda of Obamacare was?
It's the same thing. It's the same. It's a Democratic agenda.
No. Explain to me the main agenda of Obamacare. That's all I'm asking.
Listen, free healthcare isn't free. Point blank.
Nobody's asking for free healthcare.
But that's what it's labeled. That's what the agenda was. It's all about taxes.
No, it's not. That's not free healthcare. But you're paying your taxes.
As soon as Obamacare kicked in, taxes went up.
That's dumb.
Done nothing. Don't call it fucking free.
Nobody's calling it free. Pay your taxes. Nigga, go to the hospital when you get sick and come home and see your family.
It's listed as free healthcare.
China,
that shit is not free.
All right, Canada got free healthcare too.
It's listed as free.
What would you define as free?
Clinton care.
Because I would define healthcare as free as I pay my taxes every week when I go. No, I pay my taxes every week when I go to work to be healthy. And when I get sick and need a fucking tumor taken out of my brain, it costs me nothing. That's free.
It costs me nothing too, because I'm gonna duck them niggas when they send the bill. Fuck you mean, and I still get it done. When they put Clinton care,
that's not a way to live, though, bro. That's not a way to live.
Listen, when they put Clinton care up, it got denied. It got vetoed. It got denied by.
It's not Clinton care we're talking about. It's not Clinton care we're talking about. We're talking about Obamacare.
But you're not listening. Listen to the whole thing.
And you still haven't explained to me the main point of what Obamacare was. Can you do that for me?
Eli, listen to the whole thing. When that got denied, they waited. Another Democrat comes in office. It's the same exact agenda, same bill. If you look at what it was supposed to do, go online and look at what it was supposed to do. It's the same thing with a different name.
Bruh, it doesn't matter. Obama changed just enough in it that it got through because Obama's the fucking man first.
No, but that's why they
Second off,
did it. It's not because he was the man. It was
the
because
main
he had,
objective of Obamacare was not to give people fucking free health insurance. The main point of Obamacare, because I didn't get free health insurance. That wasn't a thing for me when Obamacare was a thing and I was on Obamacare. What it did do is made sure that when people like me and you get charged to go to the hospital and shit, these fucking insurance companies can't scalp us the way that they're doing right now since Trump took off them the same fucking laws. You can get charged 10 times as much for 3 times as little insurance coverage. They have none of those barriers.
You know,
that's what Obamacare was about. To put in structure and some sort on these fucking insurance companies that are scalping the American public for every fucking thing. For fucking medications.
I ain't never been scalped by no type of insurance because
really?
Listen, the jobs that I work, the jobs that don't exist or aren't American or aren't here because of Trump, the jobs that I work,
I didn't say they didn't exist or weren't American. I just said they weren't here because of Trump. Trump had nothing to do with the jobs that exist in America.
But they give me health insurance. I work there. I get, you get your retirement plan. You get
that's
everything.
Good
you find
for you.
Jobs like that.
That's good for you. That's good for you. What about my 10-year-old daughter? What about his 10-year-old daughter?
Get a job that takes care of that too, my nigga.
That's real easy to say. I got 3 felonies.
I got 3 felonies too, and I still do it, my nigga.
So it's good for you. I ain't got time to
go to LeBrandy's in Paxton Street, my nigga.
Right. How am I supposed to support? What's that paying?
15, starting off.
15? That's not enough to support me, my 3 kids.
It's
my
15.
House.
It's
bro,
a 15 commission.
15-hour job, bro.
It's 15.
I've done the overtime. I've done all of that shit. All that 40 shit. There's no way to get successful on that shit.
Fuck overtime. 15 plus a commission is definitely a way to live.
Bro, that's a hard way to live.
Because you're not the only one with kids.
That's a hard way to live.
I take care of mine.
I didn't say you didn't.
You know
all I'm saying is that's a hard way to live. That's not no way to be successful.
My life is easy.
Growing your fucking life.
My bills are paid. Listen, me and my girl.
Listen, me and my girl. $15 an hour, man. I struggle my fucking ass off.
Listen, me and my girl compare our bills a month ahead of time and not worry about nothing. To me that's winning. To me that's winning though.
Must be nice.
To me that's winning. Even if I got $100 in my pocket,
car payments, rent, everything else, dude. I don't have money to get myself new shoes, let alone do anything else.
What the fuck you need new shoes for, bro?
Because I need new motherfucking shoes, nigga. I got fucking holes in my shoes.
You want new shoes?
No, it's not no one.
Nigga, you ain't got no holes in them. You cool?
Bro, I can take these off. But we're do this on camera. You already know. No. Ain't that bad, bro. So ain't bad. But I'm just saying, bro. You and I both know at the end of the day, being an adult, we're on $15 an hour or whatever. Anything works, bro. It works. It doesn't work for anyone, bro. That's why there's so many. The 99% of Americans.
Not you. Not you.
I'm not even talking about me personally. I'm talking about the single mother's got to work 3 jobs to support their 2 kids that don't.
If you do,
it's not about but you don't. These people exist. That's a real thing. My mom worked 3 jobs by herself.
Don't get it fucked up. Listen, don't get it fucked up.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Don't get it fucked up. They exist. But they don't have
what I'm saying is those $15 an hour jobs and shit aren't good enough for a fucking mom for 3. I'm saying a single mom with 3 kids at 15 hours. How is that gonna help her feed her kids?
If you get a job, if you get a job,
keep the electric paid, keep the heat on, keep the bills on. How's everything going to still work out?
Yeah, listen. If you get a job where you're 15 and you're stuck at 15, cool. But these are jobs. But I'm talking about jobs that this 15 with advancement. You know what I mean? Options. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Shit goes up.
But I also
and it doesn't take
all
long,
them
bro.
advancements.
You get in there and do your shit. It does not take long.
How often do they work and work out?
It works out enough.
That's what I'm saying.
It works out enough.
And the problem is the biggest problem with all of these types of jobs is there's nobody wants to do them. That's not anybody's idea or drive. And nobody's gonna want to put 40 years in and be happy at the end of it. That's why I have so much fucking mental illness in America. People work these garbage jobs in warehouses and factories and all these other places where they watch these companies make trillions of fucking dollars every year while they sit there and scrape by to get braces on their kids' teeth or give me a fucking pair of shoes. Simple as that. And these motherfuckers are riding around in Maseratis and Lamborghinis and shit. And we got private pastors out here getting private jets and shit. It's not that's the shit that I'm talking about. It's just ridiculous, bro. You can't say that shit is gonna become better with a $15 an hour job.
It's not about just becoming better with just a $15 job. Listen, I used to believe the same thing you believe wholeheartedly.
Dude, I'm all for the fact that you can work and pay your bills. Hear me out. That's not.
Hear me out.
I'm talking about living a life.
Hear me out. Do you know what changed my mind about that life? My girlfriend, right? Got 7 kids on her own since 15.
It's not no changing your mind about the life. It's not something that you want to do
under 15,
way, bro.
Hold on, under
so
15
you want to work
an hour
40
and
hours
she's
job
done
for
fine.
somebody else?
listen.
Do you want to work 40 hours a job for
I want to
somebody
work
else
40
for
hours
the
a
rest of
job
your
for
life?
myself.
That's a different question. That's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. I said,
And
you
my
want to
goal-
go work
my
for someone
goal-
else 15 with advancements for somebody else for the rest of your life.
But what else do I
whatever
do
the fuck
other
your
than
jobs
work?
are.
Whole point of me being here. Hold on. What do I do other than work though?
That's my point, bro. But that's
Right, but it's a
music
hustle.
and
But
everything
you,
else.
right, you
But
find
not
your niche in the
everybody
world
has
and
time
you
to
move with
do
it.
that,
15
bro.
and you do.
Not everybody has
But it doesn't
time
have to
do
be
that.
something that takes a lot of time. You find
You
your niche
say
and
that,
you move
but
with
like
it.
I said, it's not always
You found
something
your
that's
niche.
simple for that.
Listen, you found your niche.
But this is me and you. Not
Hold on,
everyone
listen.
has the same
Listen,
opportunities.
listen,
that
but
we
you make your opportunities. We made these opportunities. Where did we come from? Hold on, where did we come
We
from?
have the
When I met
opportunities
you,
to
where
make
I,
them. Is
when
what
I
I'm
met
saying.
you,
We still have enough time to. When as much as I have my during my life, I've been able to do this for 3 weeks. I still scraped enough time to be able to do this.
right?
And
You made the right. You made the time to do
Not
it, bro.
everybody has the time to do that. Bro.
You
That's
make
what
the
I'm
time.
saying.
If it's something
not
you
a
really
thing,
want to
though.
do, you make the time, and it is a thing.
It's
when
not
we
a thing.
listen, when we met, where did
It's
we,
not just
where were
making
we
the
at in
time
life
to
when we
do
met?
shit, bro.
Where were we at in life when we met? Where was I at? I was a little homeless ass
I know
nigga.
where I was at in the
I was a
same
little
shit, but
homeless
that's
ass
not
nigga
what
sleeping
I'm
in a
saying
mountain
here,
town,
bro.
bro.
I'm not
We
talking
did it,
about, like I said,
but
working a
you
job.
make your
That's
niche.
that's
But that's
the
what that
problem,
job.
bro.
But that's what
not
that job
okay.
opens up to. Work that job and make a way on the own. You have to follow the path that was
The
written
jobs-
for you as you're writing your
The
own
jobs
story.
that
my
Trump
nigga.
was talking about when he was trying
They
to get
open
elected.
doors
the
regardless.
Stop. The jobs that he were talking about when he was trying to get election, the same jobs that I'm talking about now. Getting kids into school and making the inner cities better and trying to give people some way to
All
progress.
that shit
And
takes
Trump has
time,
done none of
bro.
that.
All
Trump
that
has done
shit
none of
takes
that.
time,
He's
bro.
segregated this country in ways that it hasn't been segregated since the fucking 90s, bro.
Man.
And it is ridiculous.
Other presidents have segregated this country in ways, and nobody peeped that shit or
Since
said
the
nothing about
90s?
it. Just only reason
I
people speak
agree.
on it. Only reason people speak on it is because Trump is an idiot that doesn't shut up. If he would shut up,
No, Bush didn't help the situation, but he didn't segregate the country. That was Muslims taking credit for 2 planes going down and beheading multiple Americans within weeks.
I wanna gain some type of clout, right? Somebody does something to you, or you do something to yourself. Nobody claims it, but I want the clout from it. I'm gonna claim it. Bush took that and ran on it. He took that and used that to segregate it. He could have simply
He's a
been
white
like,
politician.
right? He could have simply been like, I
Obama
don't
took
think
credit for Osama bin Laden getting shot.
Right.
Nothing to do with it, nigga. You
But
weren't
Bush,
there. You
but
didn't
when
pull bullets.
Bush did that, but that was an American incident that Bush allowed them to take credit for, because now I can separate. Now I can
Supposedly.
separate us against you. Now I can
Allegedly.
rally. Now I can rally everybody the fuck together.
Allegedly. And I hate to say it like that, but in the random hoity-toity little white person that's going to shop, the biggest thing they gotta worry about is if the milk is fresh or not. Bush did not bomb them towers in their eyes because the government did not admit it. So now you're a conspiracy
Oh,
theorist.
fact.
And that I agree with you. I believe so many. It's so bad. But that's what I'm saying. Those are the people that like I be trying to convince with shit. Cause like at the end of the day, I didn't even disagree with you. Half the shit I just disagreed with you about here today. But I always like to try to oppose shit and see how far someone can push their own side of things. You know what I mean?
I see everything, bro. I see it from an open door. I don't see myself in a position of feeling like this or that. I honestly sway with the wind. If I feel like something's wrong, I'm gonna feel like it's wrong. If I feel like something's right, I'm gonna feel like it's right. I feel like, in my opinion, Trump did business right. That's my
disagree
opinion.
in every possible way.
Yeah, but that's my
because at the end of the day, all our national relations worse. He got this whole shit going on in Ukraine. We never had, and I don't like Trump.
See, but
and
that's
the one
the-
thing he
see, but that's
possibly
separate-
said in public, in public, the thing that he said that was probably true is he's getting sued so many times while he's president that he's losing money. That's the only thing I feel a little bit bad for the guy for, because Democrats go with this guy up, down, and sideways for everything. Because I agree with you. He has done positive things, but not. I don't agree with things that you think he's done.
Do you know what
but he's broke up multiple sex trafficking rings and other things like that, and he's done good things.
Not lower wage sex trafficking.
No,
the
big
politicians.
shit.
Yeah, no,
big
listen,
shit. And like I agree with that.
He's definitely dope for that. But
he also said that he would take dirt on a opponent politically from a known threat to the U.S., like a known enemy to the U.S. And that I don't give a fuck. No, doesn't matter. Does not fucking matter. You're president of the U.S. You don't talk to known enemies about your personal vendettas in countries. That's fucking disgusting.
Listen, that's how I feel the same way. Don't get me wrong. I feel the same way. But look at it now. Look at it from the other side, right?
What other side?
You remember that saying? You remember that saying? Enemy is my friend. Listen.
No.
Yeah, you don't feel like the. Hold on, hear me out.
The whole thing is,
hear me out.
the enemy of your enemy is your countryman. That's the dude that you're supposed to say your friend, not the dude over there that's trying to poison your mind against your fellow countrymen.
But not everybody thinks like that. But not everybody has that mindset. That's what you're talking. That's what you.
I'm talking about Trump,
right? Not everybody has that mindset.
I'm talking about the way he said it.
Politicians do not have that mindset though. Politicians have a win mindset. That win mindset is what's okay. Me and you are doing something. You know, we're doing something important. We're doing something that can influence a lot of people, influence a lot of lives. But we're in competition now.
Yeah.
You've rubbed me. Hold on. You've rubbed me the wrong way. Now there's no more friendly competition. Who do I go to for the most dirt about you? The person who hasn't liked you for the longest.
Not people.
They're gonna know.
No, not people. Know you want to know why you don't take dirt from a known enemy of the U.S.? Because not because I expose it. Because if I'm a known enemy of the U.S. and you're asking me for dirt, or I can just say that I know dirt on Biden and I can get you to run on that trail, I'm gonna just give you a bunch of fucking bullshit.
Facts.
So would anybody else. So would anybody else.
But things like that. But things like government, it has to be plausible. It has to be that you can look into it. It has to be something that you could look into it, and that's what happened. That's what it is. Like people don't think like we think. Point blank. Period.
No, I'm trying to think like this motherfucker's the head of our country, saying that he will take intelligence from an enemy of the country. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard a president say in my fucking life.
It's a dummy mission statement, but at the same time, that's how people think. There's no way around it. That's just how they are.
No, it's not how people think. That's how Trump thinks.
No, you're an intellectual, bro. You're an intellectual. Your mindset.
So are you.
Your mindset
he makes his own tweets
different.
at the
Facts.
end of the day.
Oh, facts. You're an intellectual though, so your mind works a little bit more complex than most of the American population. A lot of people are sheep.
Yeah. And no, like the other thing I want to say real quick is like I understand you can make a living on $15 an hour. Like obviously I can pay my bill and come home and get food stamps still most likely and fucking survive throughout the month. But that's not living.
Nah,
bro.
listen, don't get it fucked up.
That's not the living that white people get to. Hold on for a second. That's not the same type of living that white people get to enjoy every day of their lives. You know what I mean? Growing up, never know what the fuck food stamps are. We don't see the EBT card get pulled out. You pay with cash or your fucking credit card. You grow up, you go to high school, you go to college. Your parents send you funds to go to college and pay for your fucking school and to help you get your loans and all of that shit. Hold on for a second. Then you get out and then you get more loans from the banks and shit because these motherfuckers are throwing it at you because you just got done with college and they know who your parents are and this, that, and the third. That's the type of life that they don't ever have to contemplate. The type of shit that we're talking about right now, struggling for $15 an hour to go make. No, that's not a job, bro. The job I'm talking about is you're an intellectual. You want to be a rapper. You want to be a rapper. That's your job then. You want to blow up on that, even if you just get big enough to make 10 grand a month on rap. That's not the biggest rapper in the world, but that's enough to live comfortably. You know what I mean? I don't need to be Joe Rogan size. I just want to make 30K. But I still got to get there. I'm still on the road to it, but I can't say I'm struggling. I think it's just I started looking at shit. All right, after I did the 2 years of shit, I stopped looking at life like, you know, a glass half empty. Now I'm more of a glass half full. Like, damn, I got this job and it's better than where I was. And it's better than where I was, bro. When I see the fucking glass, it's not half empty or half full. It's just a half a glass of water. I'm a fucking realist. I don't have time to be like, oh, we're gonna be positive about shit, or oh, everything's gonna fucking die. Man, no, it is what it is. I have to look at shit realistically.
But that means you're at a place in your life where you can look at shit realistically. Remember, I used to look at everything realistically. Now I see shit how it is, and I still see shit for what it is. But I look at, you know, my life and certain circumstances. I have to look at it in a positive manner. That's how I keep pushing that. But that's how people. That's the mindset you got to get to keep pushing. Sometimes I can't coast right now.
It gets real hard being a realist all the fucking time.
Oh, facts.
Bro.
Oh, facts. Like,
listen, it's strange.
Listen. You have to play your role. You know what I mean? I used to be a realist and be what it is, but now it's a mindset of I know what's real and what's not, but I have to look at it from this standpoint because I'm no longer coasting on the board. I'm no longer just riding the longboard down life.
No, me neither. Now, I got 3 kids that I'm working for.
Now I'm super kicking from the joint. So I just have to think of it's going to be worth it in the end type shit. And that's just the mindset you got to have going into a 15-hour job. You have to look at it from a positive standpoint and to go further. And if you're looking at it from, you know, if you see the job for what it really is, you're going to know you're not, you know what I mean? There's a slim to none chance.
Yeah.
If you have hope, that shit pushes you a little bit further.
No, I'm with you.
It makes you work a little bit harder.
My biggest problem is I've worked so many jobs, bro.
Me too.
And I don't give a fuck who you are. If you've ever worked with me, Tony knows. Like I ran a moving company for a long time. It's ever been on a job with me. I bust my fucking ass when I'm working. I don't have a problem working. What I have a problem with is breaking my fucking back when I know there's way better ways to make money.
Facts.
Way better ways to make money.
Facts.
And at the end of the day, like you said, yeah, you can go out and find things and do this, that, and third. But unless it's rapping or podcasting or doing shit, it takes so much more time to do anything else serious in life. You know what I mean? Like, and rather than like what we're doing, you have to sell a product or you have to make something every single day.
That's what
and
we
produce
do.
it. Besides music or intelligence, you know what I mean?
That's what we chose to do. But I feel like I don't know. I just feel like you take what you're given and build from it. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. Like I said, at the end of the day, like I know you can do all of that as a single mother and go to college but that's miserable the whole way through.
Facts.
We should have shit set up that it should be easier. I'm not saying free fucking medical care, but you. All right, I had to refill up the battery here. I mean, not refill the battery. My camera card is full, so I had to switch over to my cell phone to finish off the video. I don't even remember what we were just talking about, but I did want to come back, and the main thing I wanted to say was, all right, so let me ask you like this. For all that arguing we just did about Trump, I need people to understand one thing. Would you vote for Trump to continue to be president this election?
Nah, fuck that shit.
Just so everyone understands
fuck
that. Because, like, I do the same thing, just argue, not for the sake of arguing, but just to see where it goes, you know what I mean? And no. The good to bad ratio.
You gotta state what you believe. You gotta state what you believe at the end of the day, and
Absolutely.
get every opinion out there, and then decide for yourself and filter in, what you feel is right or wrong.
Absolutely.
So I'll say how I feel. I expect you to say how you feel, and I can take shit from that, and then form a whole new opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so every side needs to be out there.
I'm with it. I'll fuck with it. All right, I'm gonna be going out here to see my man on October 26th. What's the place and what's the name and all that?
Catch me at the Thought Lot in Shippensburg. You know what I mean? Young Dev about to be there. Cy Mizzy, got a few other artists performing. Come out, show love. Thought Lot, Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. About to turn up for my best friend, my older brother Antoine's birthday. You know what I mean? So you gotta get right.
I'm gonna be out there talking a whole lot of shit, doing my thing. I'm gonna have stickers and business cards and all the good shit to give out to people for like $2 a pop. Nah, I'm gonna be out here giving shit out there, advertising and all that.
Now listen, if you have a legit hustle, food. We got a food truck coming through. You know what I mean? It's my man's. I mean, he got the jerk chicken on deck. Like, about to eat. So this my brother right here. Come through with your hustle. You know what I mean? Come through. We about to get your numbers up there. You know what I mean?
That is the goal, man. I appreciate you coming on and talking to me, man. For anyone that stuck through the entire video, please like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys' support and coming on and watching the whole videos. Always means a whole lot to me. It always brings up my view time a lot. I always appreciate that more than any of you guys could ever possibly understand. I will be back on my shit. I'm gonna be out here doing a whole lot more advertisements. I'm gonna be back on the Harrisburg. I'm gonna be doing this once a week and everything like that. So, or probably once every 2 weeks. I'm still in the process of moving into my new place. That's what's taking me so much time to upload my videos and everything. I do apologize, but like I said earlier, I'm sorry for the wait like wasted. You know what I mean? We always appreciate you, the guys. So, there's one more thing I had to say before I go. How many mass shootings do you think there's been this year?
Man, I stopped counting after 3, honestly.
Alright. Now, before I answer the question, it blew my mind that I had to look at the question like this. How do you quantify a mass shooting?
It's like to me, I don't know, the simplest way to put it is like a small genocide. Or the start of a genocide.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like a group of people that you are aiming for, or the area, or the area that they're most frequently in, and even if it's not known to the media, there was a type that person wanted.
Right. All right, so let me stop you. The type of mass shootings that you're talking about and everyone thinks about from the door is churches and schools and movie theaters and Las Vegas hotel rooms. Hold on. There was what I said earlier, 26, 23. It might be 29. It's 26 or 29. It's in the high 20s though of those mass shootings this year alone. Now the fucked up part is, to me, a mass shooting is like you said, is taking out a a group of people. You know what I mean? If you run up on someone and spray them with a K, it don't really matter as long as you got the person that you wanted. If there's one person you wanted or everyone that you wanted, you still did a mass shooting. Now, the problem with that is motherfuckers in Chicago, in Pittsburgh, in Philly, in New York, in New Orleans and shit like that, when they come out to get these niggas they be going to war with and shit, they be bringing Ks and shit. And they'll spray down an entire bar front to get one dude and kill 3 people and injure 3 other people and da-da-da-da-da. And they were only there for one person in the first place. Is that not a mass shooting?
Yes.
It's a mass shooting.
You
want to know how many of those there were this year?
It's unfortunate. More, I guarantee, more than
1.5 a day.
Yeah, more than labeled mass shootings.
Bro, 1.5 a day. For every day we've had at least 3 bodies go down.
What it comes down to for how they word shit and how they label shit is they go by definitions. But sadly, how they labeled the definition of a mass shooting is, that it's a segregated thing.
That was where I was going with it. I think it's fucked up.
They label, Chicago, D.C., Baltimore, New York,
gang related,
New Orleans, gang related,
street violence,
drug related. They label it shit like that. It's all about how media wants you to perceive it.
Because where I was going with it is you right on the fucking nose though. Where I was going with it though is how long have these things been going on? We've been having these mass shootings in our communities since fucking the 90s. Since the crack epidemic, when the CIA introduced the fucking black communities into crack cocaine. So the whole shit is fucking crazy. It's just like now the whole opioid epidemic. White people are concerned. Oh my God!
You know why they're concerned?
It's their nieces and nephews.
Listen, for years upon years, opioids have been a problem in the black community. Nobody cared. Once it starts hitting judges, daughters, granddaughters, nieces, nephews, lawyers, policemen, the police chief in Carlisle a few years ago stole his gun and sold it for heroin. You know what I mean? Like, that's when it becomes a problem. Yeah, when important people start getting affected by it, then it becomes a problem. Right. I mean, until then, it's labeled as...
I think it's worse than that, man. Because at the end of the day, there was inner city judges and shit, mostly black, but their nieces and nephews and
keyword inner city. Inner city.
Yeah, but these are people that make
judges that judges that meant shit to other judges.
The federal judges and the big boys that sit on state level. But fuck that.
Or anybody that has any type of influence within a white community.
No, absolutely. And the fact that it spread out of the city and it leaked out of the city because the doctors signed it out in Oxycontin and methadone and all this other shit.
It's a problem to them.
Man, it's ridiculous. Now it's a problem though. Dave Chappelle had a funny ass bit about it.
Man, listen, you talking about the Netflix special?
Yeah.
Listen, he pissed half of America off, and I love Dave Chappelle. Listen, Dave Chappelle will forever be my favorite comedian. I don't give a fuck if you find him funny or not. He says what's real. He can make a whole skit about some shit that's a real issue and make it funny.
Yeah.
But he also points out where shit's wrong.
I don't know what people were expecting. I don't know how they got offended. I don't know how
you seen the Chappelle show?
Exactly. They're like, do you know how this man got famous? Like, did you see the first Chappelle show?
And he's the most racist comedian I've ever seen, other than Richard Pryor, because Richard Pryor was a racist motherfucker, the funniest.
The blind black racist guy was his first skit.
He said we heard Clayton Bigsby left his wife. Why did you leave your wife? Because she was a nigger lover.
Yeah, bro.
But you're a nigga, yeah.
We're gonna get off of here, though. We've been ranting a little bit. We appreciate you guys again. Thank you. You guys have a good night. Peace.